I sat on the couch sketching logos on my tablet, waiting for Victoria to come home. 2 years together and I still got butterflies when I heard her key in the door. Except tonight the text came first. Come to the office. Now. No emoji, no, babe, nothing. My stomach dropped, but I told myself I was overthinking. I grabbed my keys and drove across the city to the glass tower that had her name on it. When the elevator opened on the 32nd floor, the lights were already dim. Victoria stood by the window, arms crossed, red dress sharp enough to cut. Close the door, Alex. I did. Everything okay? You sounded. We're done. The words hit harder than any punch. I actually laughed because it didn't make sense. What? I said we're done. She turned, eyes cold. I need someone who fits the life I'm building. Someone on the board, not someone still freelancing from his couch. My mouth went dry. You're joking. Do I look like I'm joking? She stepped closer. I've been seeing Robert for 4 months. It just happened. Robert. My voice cracked. The married guy who keeps calling you Vicky, like it's cute? Don't make this ugly. Ugly? I felt my hands shaking. I turned down the New York job for you. I stayed in this city, worked nights so you could chase investors. And I'm grateful, she cut in, voice flat. But gratitude isn't love. Not the kind I need anymore. I stared at her, searching for the girl who cried in my arms when her first round of funding fell through. That girl was gone. Say something, she demanded. You used me. The words came out raw. All those late nights I fixed your pitch decks, the designs you borrowed, for the new app, my name never even made the credits. That was business, Alex. This is personal. Everything was personal. I shouted. My voice echoed off the glass walls. I loved you. She looked away. Love doesn't pay for 32nd floor views. I laughed, bitter and broken. So that's it? 2 years and I'm just fired? You're not fired. You're free. She walked to her desk, pressed the elevator button for me like I was a delivery guy. Take your things from the apartment tomorrow. Security will let you in. The elevator dinged. I stepped inside, chest so tight I could barely breathe. Victoria. She finally met my eyes. I hope he's worth it. The doors closed before she could answer. I stood in that metal box all the way down, watching the numbers drop, feeling my whole world drop with them. Chapter 2, Shattered Trust. I slammed the apartment door so hard the walls shook. My keys hit the floor and I didn't even pick them up. I just stood there, chest heaving, staring at the couch where Victoria used to curl up against me. My phone buzzed in my pocket. I almost threw it against the wall, but I pulled it out anyway. Jake, you alive, man? Saw your story on Instagram, went blank. Call me. I hit call before I could think. Alex. His voice was already worried. What happened? She dumped me, I said. My voice cracked on the last word. In her office. Like I was an intern she was firing. Jesus. I'm coming over. No. Meet me at O'Malley's. I need a drink. 20 minutes later I was sliding into the booth across from him. He pushed a beer toward me. Talk. I took a long swallow first. She said I was holding her back. That she's been seeing Robert for 4 months. For months, Jake. I was designing pitch decks for her company while she was screwing her board member. Jake's jaw tightened. I always told you she was cold. Bro, remember when she made that junior cry in the meeting? Victoria only cares about Victoria. I thought I was different, I muttered. I turned down the Google offer so I could stay in the city with her. Jake shook his head. You're better than that place anyway. Then we hate her properly. We ordered another round. And another. My phone lit up on the table. Lisa, hey Alex, just heard. I'm so sorry. Victoria's being a complete bitch. Coffee tomorrow? I hate seeing you hurt. I stared at the message until the screen went dark. Jake raised an eyebrow. Who's that? Lisa. One of Victoria's friends. The one with the red streaks in her hair. He snorted. They're already circling, huh? Be careful. I didn't answer. I opened my laptop right there at the bar, pulled up my email and scrolled back months. And there it was. An email from Victoria to her design team, dated 3 weeks ago. Subject: Final deck for tomorrow, use these. Attached were my files. My concepts. My late nights. My blood. She'd even removed my name from the credits and put her own. I turned the screen toward Jake. His eyes went wide. She stole your work? While she was cheating on me, I said quietly. The beer turned sour in my stomach. Jake leaned back. You gonna let her get away with that? No, I said. The word tasted like metal. I'm not. My phone buzzed again. Lisa, please? Just coffee. I'll bring pastries. You shouldn't be alone tonight. I stared at her message, then at the stolen files still glowing on my screen. Jake watched me. You don't owe any of them anything, Alex. I know, I said. But I typed back anyway. Me, tomorrow. 11, the place on 5th. I hit send before the anger could cool. Jake sighed. This is how it starts, isn't it? I drained the last of my beer. Yeah, I said. This is exactly how it starts. Chapter 3, Unexpected Invitations. I stared at my laptop screen, trying to finish a logo for a new client, but every color reminded me of Victoria's company branding. My phone buzzed. Another email. We're sorry, Alex, but we've decided to go with Vantech Solutions for the rebrand. Of course. She stole my client too. I slammed the laptop shut and grabbed my jacket. I needed air. I needed noise. I needed anything but my empty apartment. The industry mixer downtown was loud, crowded, and full of fake smiles. I took a beer from the bar and pretended I belonged. Alex. A smooth voice cut through the music. I turned and almost dropped my drink. Sophia. Victoria's lawyer friend. Tall, black dress, red lips, the kind of woman who could ruin you in court and thank you for it. Hey, I said, forcing a smile. Didn't expect to see Victoria's crew here. She laughed softly. Victoria isn't here. Just me. And Mia. She tilted her head toward the corner where Mia, pink hair, tiny dress, phone already out, was waving like we were old friends. Mia bounced over. Oh my God, Alex. You look hot when you're not crying over Vic. I choked on my beer. Thanks. I think. Sophia stepped closer. We heard what happened. That was cold. Even for her. Mia nodded fast. She literally told everyone you were sweet but temporary. Temporary. After 2 years. My jaw tightened. Good to know. Sophia touched my arm lightly. You deserve better. Way better. Mia grinned. We're grabbing drinks tomorrow night. Just us girls and a few others. You should come. I raised an eyebrow. You're inviting me to hang out with Victoria's best friends? Sophia smirked. We're not hers tonight. We're ours. Mia leaned in, voice low. And between you and me? We always thought you were the hottest one in that relationship. I laughed, but it sounded hollow. You're both drunk. Only a little, Sophia said, eyes locked on mine. Say yes, Alex. I opened my mouth, not sure what was going to come out when my phone rang. Emily. Give me a second, I told them and stepped outside. Alex. My sister's voice was soft. You okay? You haven't answered my texts. I am fine. I lied. You don't sound fine. Jake told me Victoria's company stole your client. That bitch. I exhaled hard. Yeah. And now her friends are flirting with me at a mixer. Emily went quiet for a second. Wait, seriously? Sophia and Mia just invited me out tomorrow. Told me I deserve better. She snorted. That's karma walking up and slapping her in the face with your abs. I groaned. I'm serious. Let them flirt. Let them want you. Victoria thought she could throw you away? Watch her choke on it. I don't know if I want to play that game. Then don't play, Emily said. Just live. Go have fun. If it hurts her, that's her problem. I rubbed my eyes. You think it's a trap? I think they're pissed at her too. Use it or don't. But don't stay home crying over someone who never deserved you. I looked back through the glass doors. Sophia was watching me, lips curved. Mia blew me a tiny kiss. I gotta go, I told Emily. Text me tomorrow. I want details. I hung up and walked back inside. So? Mia asked, bouncing on her heels. You in? I took a long sip of my beer. Revenge tasted bitter, but attention? Attention tasted sweet. Yeah, I said. I'm in. Sophia smiled like she just won a case. Tomorrow. 8. I'll text you the address. Mia hugged me quick, her perfume everywhere. You won't regret it. They walked away laughing together, heads close, already planning. I stood there, heart pounding, wondering what the hell I'd just agreed to. I got home around midnight, kicked off my shoes, and collapsed on the couch. My phone buzzed again. Unknown number. I opened the message. Lisa, hey, it's Lisa. From Vic's birthday thing? Lisa, I heard you were at the mixer tonight. Lisa, can we talk? I'm outside your building. I sat up fast. Through the peephole I saw her. Blonde hair, nervous smile, holding 2 coffees. I opened the door. Hi, she said softly. I know it's late. I couldn't wait. Chapter 4, Playing with Fire. I sat across from Lisa at the little corner cafe, my hands wrapped around a black coffee I didn't even taste. You came, she said, smiling like she'd won a bet with herself. I wasn't sure you would. I almost didn't, I admitted. But sitting at home hating the world wasn't working either. She leaned forward. Victoria's an idiot, Alex. A complete idiot. I've known her 10 years and she's always been like this. Takes whatever she wants, then throws it away when something shinier shows up. I stared into my cup. She told me I was holding her back. Lisa laughed, short and sharp. That's rich. She's sleeping with Robert now, you know. Robert Harlan, the married guy on her board. Started 2 months ago. She bragged about it at Sophia's birthday. My stomach twisted. 2 months. Yep. While you were working overtime on the rebrand she never paid you for. Lisa reached across and touched my wrist. I always thought you were too good for her. Way too good. Her fingers stayed there. I didn't pull away. Don't say that just to make me feel better. I'm not, she said softly. I had a crush on you the first night we met. Remember the rooftop party last summer? You spent 20 minutes explaining color theory to me like it was the most fascinating thing in the world. Victoria was busy flirting with investors and I just watched you. I swallowed. I don't know what I'm doing here, Lisa. You're healing, she said. Or getting even. Maybe both. I'm okay with either. We talked for 3 hours. She made me laugh, actually laugh, about stupid things Victoria used to do. By the time we left, her hand was in mine and my heart was racing in a way it hadn't in weeks. Later that night my phone buzzed. Sophia, hey. Heard you're finally free of the Ice Queen. Need help getting credit for those designs you did? I know a few copyright lawyers who owe me favors. Winking face dinner tomorrow to talk strategy? I stared at the winking emoji longer than I should have. The next morning my boss called me into his office. Alex, whatever you're doing differently, keep doing it, he said, sliding a printed mock-up across the desk. This campaign? Best work you've ever turned in. Clients losing their mind, in a good way. Whatever breakup glow you've got, bottle it. Thanks, man, I muttered, cheeks hot. That night I went to the industry gala alone, just to prove I could. I was grabbing a drink when I heard her voice behind me. God, look who showed up. Victoria, sneered Victoria. Still wearing the same cheap suit, I see. I turned slowly. She was hanging on Robert's arm. He looked twice her age and twice as smug. Evening, Victoria, I said. Robert smirked. Heard you're having a rough month, kid. Victoria laughed. Heard you're having a rough month, kid. Victoria laughed. Don't be mean, babe. He's sensitive. I smiled, small and cold. Actually, I'm doing great. New projects, new friends. Life's good. She rolled her eyes. Whatever helps you sleep at night. I walked away before I said something I'd regret, but her words burned in my ears the whole drive home. Jake was waiting on my couch when I got back, pizza box open. Dude, he said the second I walked in, you're playing with fire. I know. Lisa? Sophia? Maybe Mia next week? This is Victoria's entire circle. You sure you're not just trying to hurt her? I dropped into the chair. Maybe I am. Maybe I want her to feel 1% of what I felt. Jake shook his head. Then you're becoming the thing you hate. Be careful, man. Revenge is a hell of a drug. I stared at the ceiling, Lisa's lipstick still faint on my cheek, Sophia's text still glowing on my phone, Victoria's laugh still echoing in my head. Maybe I want to burn, I whispered. Jake sighed. Then don't be surprised when you get ashes. Chapter 5. The Web Titans. My phone buzzed nonstop while I was grabbing coffee with Lisa. Victoria, you're really dating my friend now? You're pathetic. Victoria, I always knew you were desperate, but this low? Victoria, wait till everyone sees what kind of snake you are. I stared at the screen and felt something hot and sweet bloom in my chest. Not pain anymore. Power. I typed back one line. Funny. I thought snakes were your thing. Then I turned the phone face down and smiled at Lisa. You okay? She asked, stirring her latte. Never better, I said. She's losing her mind and I'm just getting started. Lisa leaned closer. Good. She deserves it. Last year she slept with my ex the night before my birthday party, remember? How could I forget? You cried in the bathroom and she told everyone you were drunk. Lisa's eyes darkened. Exactly. So date me, kiss me in front of her, whatever you want. I'm in. I laughed, actually laughed for the first time in weeks. That night Mia texted me. Mia, party at my place tomorrow. Rooftop. Bring whoever. Victoria will be there. Just saying, winking face. I showed the message to Jake over pizza. You're walking into a lion's den, bro, he said, mouth full. Or a spiderweb, I answered. And I'm not the one getting caught this time. Jake wiped his hands. By the way, my coworker Tom saw your portfolio. He's looking for a designer for a huge campaign. Wants to meet you tomorrow before the party. Seriously? Dead serious. Dude pays triple what Victoria ever did. The next afternoon I sat across from Tom in a sleek co-working space. Jake says you're the guy who made that CO threw away like trash, Tom said, grinning. That's me. Well, her trash is my treasure. I need 3 billboards, a full app redesign, and social assets by next month. Starting budget 40 grand. You in? I almost choked on my water. I'm in. He slid the contract over. I signed it without even reading the fine print. For once, luck was on my side. Evening came fast. I walked into Mia's rooftop party with Lisa's hand in mine. Music thumped, city lights blinked below us, and there was Victoria, red dress, champagne glass, fake laughing with investors. Mia spotted me first. Alex. Lisa. Drinks. She dragged us to the bar, whispering, wait for it. Sophia appeared out of nowhere, black dress, deadly smile. She pulled me away from the crowd. I need to tell you something, she said, voice low. Shoot. I've liked you since the first gala Victoria brought you to. I just never said anything because, what with her? I raised an eyebrow. And now? Now she's crashing and burning, and I'm done waiting. She stepped closer. Also, I found something you'll love. Victoria's been cooking the books. Fake revenue reports to keep investors happy. I have copies. My heart slammed. You're kidding. Want them or not? Send them. Tonight. Lisa walked up right then, saw us too close, and her face tightened on my arm. Everything okay? Perfect, I said, kissing her cheek just as Victoria turned and saw us. Victoria's face went white, then red. She stormed over, heels clicking like gunshots. Are you serious right now? She hissed. In front of everyone? I smiled, calm and cold. You taught me how to play dirty, Vic. I'm just a good student. She looked at Lisa. You're really doing this? With him? Lisa shrugged. You threw him away. I picked him up. Simple. Victoria's hand shook around her glass. For one second I thought she might throw it at me. Instead she spun around, and the entire party watched her push through the crowd and disappear down the stairs. Lisa exhaled. That felt good. Sophia raised her drink. Round 1 to us. I looked out over the city, music still pounding, phone lighting up with another desperate text from Victoria I didn't even open. For the first time in months, I wasn't the one breaking. I was the one doing the breaking. Chapter 6, Cracks in the Empire. The music was loud, but Victoria's voice cut through it like a knife. Really, Alex? In front of everyone? She stood 3 feet away, champagne glass shaking in her hand, eyes locked on Lisa's arm looped through mine. I didn't let go of Lisa. You lost the right to care who touches me the night you slept with Robert. People turned. Phones came out. Victoria's face went red. Don't you dare act like the victim, she hissed. You're just bitter because I leveled up and you stayed small. Lisa laughed softly. Funny. Last I checked, your last funding round is falling apart because investors heard about the CEO can't keep her lies straight. Victoria stepped closer. Stay out of this, Lisa. You've always wanted what's mine. No, Sophia's cool voice came from behind me. We're just tired of watching you use people and throw them away. Victoria looked at Sophia, then Mia, then back to me. So this is your little revenge squad? How pathetic. I shrugged. I didn't ask them to do anything. They showed up on their own. Victoria's laugh cracked. Enjoy it while it lasts. All of you. She spun and pushed through the crowd. I watched her go, heart pounding, half proud, half sick. Lisa squeezed my arm. You okay? I don't know, I said honestly. That felt good and awful at the same time. The next morning my phone rang at 8. Unknown number. Alex speaking. Listen carefully, Robert's oily voice said. Drop whatever game you're playing with Victoria's friends. Take the designs thing quietly, or I'll make sure no agency in this city touches you again. I smiled even though he couldn't see it. Go ahead. Threaten me on a recorded line. Sophia's dying to add it to the lawsuit. Silence. Then, you're making a mistake. No, I said. You two already made it for me. I hung up. Lisa texted 10 minutes later. Coffee? My place. I went. She opened the door in an oversized hoodie, hair messy, no makeup. We sat on her couch, knees touching. I need to tell you something, she said, staring at her mug. At the beginning, yeah, part of me wanted to hurt Victoria. She screwed me over in college, took credit for my campaign, left me with nothing. When she bragged about dumping you, I thought, perfect payback. I waited. But it's not just that anymore, she said, looking up. I like you. Actually like you. And that scares me because I don't want to be the person who uses someone the same way she does. I took her hand. Then don't be. We'll figure the rest out. She leaned in and kissed me, soft, slow, like an apology and a promise. That afternoon Sophia called. Discovery just dropped, she said. Victoria billed your designs to 3 clients as in-house work. We've got emails, timestamps, everything. We're looking at 6 figures minimum, plus punitive. Holy. And, she cut in, one of the clients is pulling their contract today. Word spreading. I closed my eyes. The empire really was cracking. Evening. Mia showed up at my apartment without texting, eyes red. I can't do this anymore, she said the second I opened the door. I need to tell you the truth. I let her in. She paced. It wasn't random. Me, Lisa, Sophia, we planned it. After Victoria laughed about cheating on you, we decided to take you from her. Make her feel what losing everything feels like. I stared. I'm sorry, Mia whispered. It started as revenge. But watching you these weeks, you're actually good. You didn't turn mean. And now I feel disgusting. I exhaled slowly. Thank you for telling me. You hate us now, right? I thought about Lisa's kiss, Sophia's late-night legal texts, even Mia standing here crying. No, I said. I think you all just woke up. She wiped her face. What happens now? Now, I said, I keep building my life. And Victoria keeps watching hers fall apart. That's enough. My inbox pinged, 3 new freelance offers, big ones, the kind I used to dream about. I looked out the window at the city lights. I wasn't the guy who begged her to stay anymore. And that felt like winning. Chapter 7. The downfall begins. My phone buzzed on the kitchen counter while I was making coffee. Sophia's name flashed on the screen. Alex, turn on the tech news right now, she said the second I picked up. I grabbed the remote. There I was, well, not me, but my name, in the headline crawl. Rising designer Alex Reed wins settlement against Victoria Langstone Tech for unauthorized use of intellectual property. Sophia laughed in my ear. 6 figures, baby. And the judge ordered a public apology on their site. It's already up. I stared at the screen. Victoria's Perfect Company logo sat next to the words, admits wrongdoing. Holy shit, I whispered. Congratulations, Sophia said, voice softer now. You earned this. The doorbell rang 10 minutes later. Lisa stood there holding 2 takeaway cups. I come bearing victory lattes, she grinned, stepping inside. She kissed me quick, then pulled back. So, does this mean we're officially celebrating? I took the coffee. Celebrating what exactly? Us, dummy. She poked my chest. I want to be your girlfriend. For real. Not just revenge sex and gossip. My stomach flipped. You sure? Because this morning my face is all over the internet dragging your best friend. Ex-best friend, she corrected. And yeah, I'm sure. She kissed me again, slower this time, and I let myself believe it could be real. Later that afternoon, Jake and Tom dragged me to our usual bar. To Alex, Jake raised his beer, the guy who turned heartbreak into a paycheck. Tom clinked his bottle against mine. New client called me an hour ago. Wants you for their whole rebrand. 6-month contract. Double your old rate. I almost choked. You serious? Dead serious, man. You're hot property now. We drank and laughed until my phone lit up with a number I hadn't seen in weeks. Victoria. I showed the screen to Jake. He rolled his eyes. Put it on speaker. I want to hear her squirm. I answered. What do you want? Alex. Her voice cracked. Can we talk? Please. Talk. Not like this. In person. I messed up. I know that now. Jake mouthed. Tell her to fuck off. I ignored him. You had 2 years to talk, Victoria. You chose Robert's penthouse instead. Silence. Then a shaky breath. I was scared. The company was growing so fast, and you wanted normal things. Weekends. A future. I thought I didn't have room for that. So you stole my work and slept with your investor. Real classy. I didn't mean, she stopped. I'm losing everything, Alex. Mr. Harlan just pulled his entire Series B. Because of the lawsuit. Because of the headlines. I felt a cold satisfaction settle in my chest. Sounds like karma found your address. Please, she whispered. I'm begging you. Drop the public apology. Say it was a misunderstanding. I'll pay double the settlement, just make it go away. I looked around the table. Jake was shaking his head. Tom looked stunned. Lisa, who just walked in to join us, froze in the doorway, eyes wide. No, I said quietly. Alex. You taught me a lesson, Victoria. Now learn mine. Goodbye. I hung up. Lisa slipped her arm through mine. You okay? I exhaled, shaky. Yeah. I really am. My phone buzzed again, a news alert. Langstone Tech stock down 42% in after-hours trading. Jake lifted his glass again. To the downfall. We drank. That night, alone in my apartment, I stared at the ceiling. Part of me felt sick with pity. Victoria crying on the phone, the same girl who once fell asleep on my chest during movie nights. The other part felt free for the first time in years. I opened my laptop. The new contract from Tom waited in my signature. I typed my name, hit send, and closed the lid. The power had shifted. And for once, it was mine. Chapter 8. Facing the mirror. I sat on the balcony with a glass of whiskey I didn't even want, staring at the city lights that used to feel like hours. My phone buzzed on the table. Sophia. Sophia, you awake? Me? Yeah. Can't sleep. Sophia, I'm downstairs. Let me up. 2 minutes later she stepped onto the balcony in an oversized hoodie, hair messy, no makeup. She looked human for once. Sophia, I broke it off with my boyfriend tonight. Me, the finance guy? Sophia, yeah. Told him the truth. That I've been thinking about someone else for weeks. She looked straight at me. You. I laughed, short and tired. Soph, I'm with Lisa. Sophia, are you? Or are you just with the idea of winning? She sat beside me. I'm not asking you to leave her tonight. I'm asking you to stop lying to yourself. You like the attention. All three of us gave you attention the second Victoria dropped you. Question is, what do you actually want? I opened my mouth, closed it again. She was right and I hated it. My phone lit up again. Lisa this time. Lisa, can I come over? I miss you. I stared at the message until the screen went black. Me, I'm a mess, sophomore. Sophia, I know. That's why I'm here. She left after one hug that lasted too long. I stayed outside until the glass was empty and the ice melted. Next morning Jake dragged me to the gym like old times. Jake, you look like death, man. Me, feel worse. Jake, Lisa told Emily you've been distant. What's going on? Me, everything feels fake. The lawsuit, the girls, the comeback story, feels like I just swapped one game for another. Jake, then stop playing. You already won. Victoria's company is toast. Robert dumped her last night, took his money and ran. She's alone, Alex. You don't have to keep kicking. I dropped the dumbbell harder than I meant to. That afternoon Victoria called. I almost let it ring out, but something made me answer. Victoria, Alex. Her voice cracked right away. Please don't hang up. Me, what do you want? Victoria, I lost everything. The board fired me this morning. Robert? He took the new funding with him. Said I was toxic now. She laughed, but it sounded like crying. I deserve it. I know I do. Me, yeah, you do. Victoria, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I was scared if I didn't choose power, I'd end up with nothing. Turns out I chose wrong. Me, you didn't just choose wrong, Vic. You threw me away like trash. Victoria, I know. I hate myself for it. If you want to scream at me, scream. I'll take it. Me, I don't want to scream anymore. Victoria, then what do you want? Me, I want to be done. I hung up while she was still sobbing. Emily came over video call that night, holding her newborn like nothing in the world was wrong. Emily, you okay, big brother? Me, getting there. Emily, good. Because you're not the villain in this story, and you're not the prize either. You're just Alex. And Alex deserves peace. Me, when did you get so wise? Emily, motherhood. Or maybe I always was and you were too busy chasing storms to notice. After we hung up, I deleted every old photo of Victoria. Then I texted Lisa. Me, we need to talk. In person. Tomorrow. Lisa, everything okay? Me, I will be. After tomorrow. I looked in the mirror, really looked. The guy staring back wasn't broken anymore. He was tired, a little scarred. But he was finally his own. Chapter 9. Karma's Reckoning. I was at my desk, headphones on, finishing a pitch deck for a huge new client when my phone lit up with the headline, Vortex Tech Files Chapter 11, Victoria Lang steps down immediately. I stared at the screen. My heart didn't race anymore. It just stopped. Jake's text popped up a second later. Jake, you seeing this? Me, yeah. Jake, you good? Me, surprisingly calm. Lisa called right after. Alex, turn on the news, she said, voice shaking with something between shock and relief. I already know, I said. She's gone. Everything. The penthouse is in foreclosure, the cars are getting repossessed, she's moving back in with her mom. I closed my eyes. How do you feel about that? A long pause. I feel free, she whispered. And awful for feeling free. Same, I admitted. Come over tonight? I'll bring wine. She showed up an hour later, hair messy, eyes red like she'd been crying in the car. We sat on my couch, legs tangled, not even bothering with glasses. I talked to Mia today, she said quietly. Yeah. She's sorry. Like really sorry. She cried for 20 minutes straight on my voicemail. Lisa took a long drink. Said she never meant for it to go this far, that she just wanted Victoria to feel a little of what she put everyone through. I nodded. And Sophia? Sophia sent flowers to the office with a card that just said, "Lesson learned. Be kind." Then she blocked Victoria everywhere. Lisa laughed, bitter and soft. Cold but fair. My phone buzzed on the coffee table. A known number. I almost ignored it, but something made me swipe. Alex. Victoria's voice cracked the second I picked up. She sounded small, nothing like the woman who once fired people without blinking. I didn't say anything. Alex, please. I lost everything. The board voted me out this morning. Robert took the emergency fund and disappeared to Dubai. I have nothing left. Still silent. I know I don't deserve to ask, she went on, crying now, but can we talk? Just once? I need to say I'm sorry to your face. I looked at Lisa. She was watching me, eyes gentle, giving me the choice. No, I said into the phone, calm and clear. We're done talking. You made sure of that the day you threw me away. Alex. Goodbye, Victoria. I hung up before she could beg again. Lisa set her wine down and crawled into my lap. That was hot, she murmured against my neck. I laughed, the first real laugh in weeks. Was it? Very. She kissed me slow. So, what happens now? Now, I said, brushing her hair back, we take it slow. No games. No revenge. Just us figuring out if this is real. She smiled, eyes shining. I already know it's real. Me too. But I want to earn it the right way this time. Later that night, I got a text from Mia. Mia, I'm sorry, Alex. For all of it. I hope one day you can forgive me. I typed back, working on it. Take care of yourself. She sent a heart emoji and nothing else. The next morning, my inbox was flooded, 3 new job offers, 2 speaking gigs, and a message from the biggest agency in the city. We've been following your work. Let's talk, creative director. I stared at the screen and felt something settle inside my chest. Not pride. Not victory. Victoria's empire was ash. And I was still standing, scarred, wiser, but standing. I closed the laptop, walked to the window, and watched the sunrise over the city I used to share with her. It looked different now. It looked like mine. Chapter 10. A New Dawn. I sat on the balcony of my new apartment, coffee in hand, watching the city wake up. My phone buzzed. Jake's name flashed on the screen. Morning, legend, he said the second I picked up. You still alive after last night? Barely, I laughed. Too much whiskey, not enough sleep. Worth it though. Seeing you sign that contract with Harlan's group? Man, I almost cried. Shut up. I'm serious. From sleeping on my couch 6 months ago to head designer for the biggest agency in town. Proud of you, bro. I smiled into the steam. Couldn't have done it without you. Bullshit. You did the work. I just supplied the beer and the tough love. The call waiting beeped. Emily. I switched lines. Hey sis. Tell me you're not hungover on a Monday, she teased. Only a little. Good. Because mom wants to throw a celebration dinner this weekend. She says you're finally allowed to be her favorite child again. I snorted. Tell her I'll bring dessert. And Lisa? Emily asked, voice softer. Yeah. She's coming. Emily squealed. I knew it. She's good for you, Alex. She really is. After I hung up, I scrolled to Lisa's name and hit call. Hey, handsome, she answered, sleepy and sweet. Morning. Morning. Just got off the phone with my sister. You're officially invited to family dinner. Scared I'll embarrass you in front of your mom? Terrified, I said. She'll love you more than me by the end of the night. That's the plan. I could hear her smile. How are you feeling? She asked. Honestly? Lighter than I have in years. Good. You deserve it. We talked for another 10 minutes about nothing and everything, until she had to run to a shoot. I set the phone down and stared at the skyline. One notification still sat unread. A text from Victoria, sent at 3:07 a.m. Victoria, I saw the news about your new job. Congratulations. I really am happy for you. I know you won't answer, but I needed to say I'm sorry one more time. I lost everything and it's my fault. I hope one day you can forgive me. I read it twice. My chest tightened, but not like before. Not rage. Just quiet. I typed back one line. Me, I already forgave you. Now forgive yourself. Then I deleted the thread, blocked the number, and exhaled like I'd been holding that breath for months. The front door clicked open behind me. Got bagels, Lisa called, kicking off her shoes. She stepped onto the balcony, hair messy, wearing my hoodie, and handed me a coffee. You're perfect, I said. She leaned down and kissed me slow, tasting like we had all the time in the world. I was thinking, she murmured against my lips, maybe we take that trip to the coast next weekend? Just us. No phones, no drama. I wrapped my arms around her waist. Just 1,000 times yes. She grinned. You really are different now, you know that? Yeah, I said, looking out at the sunrise painting the city gold. I finally feel like me again. Maybe even better. Lisa rested her head on my shoulder. The past is done, Alex. I know. I kissed the top of her head. And the future? It's ours.